Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 3rd of December episode of my lovely little live stream, um, which is called the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream, where we have bevies right there. We got blades up there, and we might actually talk about some bushcrafty stuff. Um, let's start off with the housekeeping, which is the part where I say that if you're watching as time shifted, I love that you're doing that. I love seeing your comments appear in the doobly doo. I also noticed that I forgot to turn that off again. Sorry, Destiny. Was it Destiny or was it Shawnee? Or it wasn't Christy. Anyway, whatever. So I do love seeing your comments up here. I love that you're hanging with me even though you can't participate in the side chat, which is that way. Um, excuse me. If at any point tonight you're absolutely in love with what's going on, I invite you to hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kinda hate what's going on, that's alright. The frowny thumb works just as well, and if you'd like to take a more active role in keeping the lights on around here, that one specific, then I invite you to check out the join button, which, if you right click on it, open it in a new tab and take a look, it will show you. So I'm just muting my YouTube page there. The 2 tiers of membership that are open to you for your hard-earned cash, as well as what each tier gets you. This little tea is a good drink break brought to you by tea, which is good. It's a good thing. It's a good drink. It's good in so many ways. I had a news story, but no reading. I wanted to I wanted to sort of ring in December by maybe talking about something Christmassy, like while there's still, time to talk about, I don't know, gift guides or your favorite Christmas song or whatever. Um, so I'm just gonna like, do you guys want to talk about that kind of stuff? Do you guys want to talk about setting up for the holidays? I sent Sean in Alaska my picture of my Christmas tree. Those of you who've been watching his live, so I will remind you that he wants pictures of your Christmas tree so that he can put them up. I think at the back end of his videos. Um, I wonder if he's going to be hanging with us tonight. Anyways, I'm going to see who's hanging with us, and then we will decide whether we're going to talk about what's your favorite Christmas song, or if you have any gift ideas you want or are thinking of buying, or if you just want to do another random live stream. So let me take a look at who's here. Holy snap! There's a lot of people. Grace popping in at 8:44 saying, "Am I the first?" Grace, I believe you popped in like right after I set this thing up. So yes, you were definitely the first. Um, Followed up almost immediately by Christy, who is a channel hero, as you can tell by that lovely little icon next to her name. Oh, I'm so not in love with this coughing and hacking. And Christy did then say hi to everyone. Apparently, Christy says it has been 80 degrees freedom this week. Tomorrow should be in the mid 70s. It's freaking December. I'm guessing that that's sort of in like the 20s, if I remember correctly. Am I correct? Grace says that storm, we're in a bit of a cold spell. Temps consistently around freezing to a little below freezing, but next week back up in the 40s and 50s. Now, if I remember degrees freedom properly, 40s ain't that high above zero. Like zero. I mean freezing. I guess freezing is what? Is that 32 degrees freedom? So like how much higher does it feel to be at like 40? Like what would 40 be in degrees Canadian? And apparently Grace got about an inch of snow, but it all melted except where it's in the shade. We had like this much snow and it's gone. Kelly popping in. Nice to see you, Kelly. I have said before, and I will say again, that I do like that avatar of yours since it matches one of my instruments. Kelly, I'll ping you back about loaning me that book. I have an address that I'm allowed to use. It's actually on my YouTube page in the about section or whatever. But I'll send that to you by email at some point. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I was fine earlier. Hey, look who's here. Serge's in the house. Serge, this is a little early for you. I mean, if you're popping in this early, I kind of feel like I should be pouring a beer for old time's sake. Hey, Chris in the house as well. How you doing? Driving up through Birmingham, Alabama, and listening. Well, I'm glad to have you listening. I have never been to Birmingham. Actually, I've never been to Alabama at all, he said, stumbling over words. So drive safe. Well, I would ask Chris questions, but he can't answer since he's driving. But I hope you're not going to be driving for like all night or anything. I hope you're going to get a chance to pull over and rest soon. Actually, Christy, good old Christy says, by the way, I forgot to keep account. Peanut Trucker, otherwise known as Chris, is a channel mod. So be nice or be hammered. And Serge is also a channel mod. Christy says, drive carefully, Chris. Are you almost at your destination? I don't think he can answer us right now, Christy. But if I find out, yeah, exactly. Serge says, don't make him raid. He's still driving. Absolutely. Kelly says, time to grab a drink. I support you in that, Kelly. Let me know what you're drinking. Let me know what you're drinking. Oh, nice. Okay, Peanut says. Chris says he'll be parked in an hour. Okay. Just in time for whiskey time. Hold on a second. Christy says, I got my bourbon going on tonight. Which bourbon are you having? You sent me a picture recently. Which of them are you having? Are you having that Woodford? That Woodford is so good. That double oaked. Damn. Serge is saying something weird. That'd be kind of cool. In that case, Purple Monkey dishwasher. I have no idea what he's talking about. But hey, he does say that Chris is going to be so confused. So, like Chris and me both. Chris is being safe. Hey, David Evans in the house. David is a channel mod and a channel hero. Hi, everybody. Just dropping by to say hi. I had some minor hand surgery today, so I can't type much. See you next week. Crumbs. Okay. I'm going to want to hear all about that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if David is going to be hanging to listen or if he's just popping in and out. Everyone's saying hi. Oh, my land. Sean in Alaska in the house. How you doing, mister? Oh, it's good to see your name in my side chat. I was just talking about you a little earlier, telling peeps that I sent you a photograph of my tree and that they should do the same. Actually, I'm looking at the timestamp, and maybe you were actually already here when I said that. Okay, everyone's saying hi to Sean and get well soon to David, and everyone's just sort of saying hi. Destiny says, Jess, you're the beast from the east. Destiny's here as well, the best from the west. Actually, you're not from the west, are you? You're kind of eastern too. Destiny is making supper and listening. I was going to roast a chicken tonight, but it was still frozen, so we had Vietnamese. Yeah, that's all 9:03. So I'm like 8 minutes late here. I'm gonna pop my glasses off because I can see the screen better without them on, even though these are supposed to be progressive. So I'm supposed to be able to see the screen great if I go like this. But I kind of feel that, would that make me look 10 years older? People who are like, yeah, I got something here to read. Like, so I just, I pop them off to look at the screen. Christy says 28 months of membership. Kristen Grounds. Christy, oh my snap! Christy celebrates 28 months of membership. I knew I could get it out if I just kept on trying. Oh, that's interesting. Except that everything just jumped because This, what you guys are seeing in the streaming app, doesn't show up as like a banner the way it does on YouTube, in the YouTube side chat. I was wondering why Christy was talking about herself in the third person. Jesse was wondering why Christy was talking about, but now I see it. See, that's why I got to keep them both open so that whenever something appears, I'm like, is that person a channel hero, or is Christy talking about herself in the third person? I just take a glance over there, and it all becomes clear. Congratulations on 28 months of membership, Christy. It's a great club to be in. It's a membership that has privileges. Privileges being members only videos on occasion, members only lives on occasion. The knowledge that you're making my life just a little bit easier, keeping the lights on around here. And for that, I thank you. Let me take a look. Shawnee in the house. Shawnee Gross. Shawnee forgot it was Tuesday. I'm damn glad for this live stream on this night of nights, let me tell you. Sean loves Christmas. I am unsurprised by that, Sean. In fact, I think you're so damn cheerful. It's like every Sean live stream is a little bit like Christmas. I would love to have that kind of energy. Oh, nice. Christy is going to send you a picture of her Christmas tree once she takes all the fall stuff off. I had forgotten that you have like a fall tree and then you transition it to a Christmas tree. But does it come down for spring and summer? I had totally forgot about that, Christy. Destiny is saying hello to everyone. Specifically, Peanut Trucker, Christy, Grace, Sean in Alaska, Shawnee, Serge, David from your humble peoplette. I wonder if David is here and just not typing, or if he's just like so depressed that he can't type with us that he shut her down for the night. Just making sure I'm not missing any members in the side chat. Everyone's saying hi. Hey, there's Country Boy. Hello all. As usual, computer troubles on a Tuesday. What happens to your computer? Hold on a second. Robin, who several of you know, have seen or will recognize from the side chat, he's texting me. There we go. I have now answered him. He's texting me because so you guys know that. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen the video I did of this. Look at how beat up it's looking. I love it. Oh, let me hide this. Robin and I have this in common. We're both very into the fountain pen, and we do love a nice journal. You guys have seen that one, and this one. I have like I have this. This is a moleskin, and I use it for transcribing writing stuff. I write sort of the rough into another notebook, and then I transcribe it into this one. I'm halfway through this, so Robin has this, which he doesn't want because it's a dotted grid page, which I love. It's my favorite, and he doesn't like dotted grids, which ain't gonna show up. But anyways, there it is. That's not gonna show up. Anyways, so he just sent me pictures of more because he sold me this one, and he's like, I got this one too. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Hold on, let me take a look. Okay, everyone's still just sort of saying hi to each other, so I'm going to skip on down, see if I can catch up. Hey, Beto in the house. How are you doing, Beto? I should probably learn to say hi to you in Portuguese. Now, How different is Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese Portuguese? I ask that because, like, I speak Quebecois or Canadian French. It's very similar to like Manitoban French or Franco-Ontarian, or not so much what they speak in New Brunswick, but like when I was in Paris in 2001, uh, there was a Quebecois show on a TV, and it had subtitles because they do not understand. Like when Quebecers are serving you coffee, they will speak sort of a more ex cathedra version of French to make sure that you understand. But when two Quebecois are speaking to each other, and there's a Parisian there, they're like, mais non, mais je comprends rien là, putain. Um, so I'm wondering, like, so whenever you know, Spanish and like Mexican Spanish, I was like, I guess they're different because I work at a company that translates into both of them. um, and some companies will translate into Canadian French and international or French French. Um, and I've seen Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese listed as translation um, options, but like in some of these languages, those changes only really happen when you start talking about something very official. Like it doesn't happen at the hi, how's it going sort of level. Like hey, how are you? Whereas between Quebecois and French, it's really different right from the get go. So I'm just wondering if that's this sort of the same story. And no one here is going to be interested in this, but I love that stuff like that. Um, everyone's saying hi. Christy's answering me. Wow, this tells me I'm late. 21:18, and this comment was at. Actually, I'm not that late. I'm about 10 minutes off. 80 Fahrenheit is 26 C. Actually, that's pretty warm. That's pretty stinking warm for December. No, don't want it. 40 freedom is 4 Canadian. Okay. Good thing Sasha's here. Shawnee says, Beto's here. Yep, that's true. Everyone's just sort of saying hi. Grace, 40 is 4.4, 50 is 10. Yeah. I mean, I'd wear a t-shirt at 10, but I sure as hell wouldn't wear a t-shirt at 4.4. Yeah, so it's about the same here. Minus 10 to 2. I don't think we've gone down to minus 10, but a couple of days ago it was definitely minus 8. Except I think it was the feels like minus 8, and it was actually like minus 4 or something. I'm not entirely sure. Everyone just sort of saying hi. Hey, Mark Davidson is present. How are you doing, Mark? How's it going? How's the weather where you are? I feel that if every time it's just people sort of saying hi to each other, if I just sort of skip those, then maybe I can catch up a little bit. And because when I'm not caught up, by the time someone answers something that I've said, I've said it early enough that I'm like, what was I talking about? Kelly's drink of choice tonight is blackberry whiskey. Blackberry whiskey. What? I better look that up. I won't look it up right now, but what's the brand? Like, what's the distillery that did the blackberry whiskey? I'm looking it up. I have to look it up. I'm gonna say that's a whiskey with an E, like an American whiskey. I'm not getting brand names. Well, there's a Canadian club that's a blackberry whiskey, number 57. Canadian Club dock number 57, blackberry whiskey. That's whiskey without an E, obviously. But yeah, what's the distillery on that? So where Sean is in Alaska, obviously, it was minus 21 degrees freedom last week, and tonight it's 32. That's a big swing. Swing, and Destiny's chugging on the Montpelier, the Montpelier tonight. Nice. Oh, you're still on the Jim Beam, saving the good stuff. Okay. Are you telling me that a Jesse live stream is not an occasion for the good stuff? You're cutting me deep. I was gonna have the King George tonight because I felt that we were whiskey buddies, but no, no. All you get tonight is Glenlivet 12, okay? We're going straight up pedestrian whiskey tonight because you had to go and hurt my feelings. You had to cut me deep. But yeah, enjoy your dram. I don't know if you've actually tried those other. I don't know anything about the Jack Daniels, but the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, I think, is so good. It's it's a little high octane compared to the Jim Beam. Like it's a livelier taste. It's not gonna like scratch you going down or anything, but it's definitely a little more. In French, in Quebec, we'd say say costaud. It's like a. It doesn't sit light. It's sort of like, hey, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. Take a sip. Oh, hey, do you feel that? Yeah, that's me. I should have had that. Oh, I finished my bottle of that. Whatever. Moving right along. It's not a whiskey show. Raspberry Rock is in the house. How you doing, Mr. Rock? What are you drinking tonight, Russell? What you got? Okay, we're back to everyone saying hi, which is good because it means I can try to catch up. Oh, getting some snow tomorrow, says Russell. I don't know if we're getting snow tomorrow. Like we just keep getting like this little dusting and then it goes away. I'd like to, well, I would love to have a nice dump of snow, but I don't want to dig out my driveway or my back passage. I'd like to see, a nice snowfall now. Russell's asking the important questions. Sean, how's your new charger working out? How is that working out? Oh wow, it's all about Sean up in here. Is the wood stove up and running yet? I think I saw the wood stove during your last live, didn't I, Sean? He just got the charger today. Works awesome. 4 to 60% in under 4 hours for both batteries. That seems respectable to me. Yes, Destiny. Yes, he did. And he was draining his batteries 10% a day. He's answering Russell. Now, excuse me. I've got to stop with the coughing. This is bugging me. I'm just sort of scrolling down in the YouTube to make sure I'm caught up down there. Yeah, this is interesting, Russell. Once the batteries are full, it'll be interesting to see how often you have to run your generator and for how long, for sure. Yeah. Sean says, on the last day, though, I had fired up the wood stove, so the draw was a bit higher with the warmer temps. Okay. So his plan is to take them up to 100 and then charge them whenever they hit 40. All right. Hike with Mike. How you doing? We got Canadian weather down here in Florida. We have freeze warning. We got to keep our faucets dripping tonight to prevent pipes from bursting. Oh yeah, because you guys don't have you don't have the same um, um, English word isolation. No, isolation is how I feel. What is the insulation? You don't have the same kind of insulation we have here. Country Boy sent me a Discord of the bottle you picked up. Let me just check that. I can show this on the on screen, I imagine. I just have to find. Sure was a Discord? I'm not finding you. Booty boop booty boop boop boom boom. I haven't received it yet. I haven't seen the message yet. I guess it'll pop in at some point. Okay, so Destiny. So for those of you who are not on Russell's Discord, oh, it just popped up. Oh, the bullet tenure. Okay. Um, yes, legit choice. No, I do like bullet. I have never had the tenure. But yeah, I used bullet bourbon for when I did a bacon fat wash. It's a great bourbon. It's sort of more on the Woodford Reserve side of the flavors than it is on like the Knob Creek, which is fine with me because I don't like Knob Creek. So so yeah, so for those of you who are not on the Discord, I have been fighting a pitched battle against squirrels, trying to save my bird feeders from the squirrels for you guys know how long. I don't know how long, months, maybe a couple of years now. And the missus has seen this up close. So they made Christmas cookies. Her and Clements made Christmas cookies, and they made one squirrel cookie for Daddy. It was delicious. I mean, she's very good at baking. I'm not great at baking at all. I make like apple crisp, but I hate making cookies and all that stuff. I'm not. I can cook. Baking is a different beast, but she's very good at baking. Mark says it is -4 there. So what is it here right now? I don't think it's in the minus. Oh, it's -3 here right now. Well, okay then. -3. High of 0, low of -4. Serge is doing the God's good work by asking if everyone hit the thumbs up. I shall reload my YouTube page so that I will be able to see if everyone has. Oh, piss. I hit the wrong key. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's great. Everything is just fantabulous. We got 21 people watching and 14 thumbs ups. That's not bad. Some of you are hurting my feelings. Maybe it's because I'm being boring. Destiny says, so do we get to see a pic? Blah. Do we get to see a pic of Kristen's Christmas decorated tree on Discord or just on Sean's lives? I have a Christmas garland and lantern. That's it. I was going to share pictures of my tree on the Discord, but then I got really busy. I will show you a picture. Hold on a second. I will find some pictures. There we go. There's my tree. Oh. There's my bass playing Santa. There's my killer whale. Gotta have a bushcrafty backpack. There's my Haitian Santa, the non-bass playing one. And there's a delicious moose. I mean, we have many more things, but those are just a few things that I thought you guys would find funny or interesting or cute or whatever. Oh, okay. So it's Kelly says it's Old Smoky made in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Never tried it. Never tried it. Beto is telling Russell that he's having a nice evening here after a few days of heat. I'm just checking out. Boom, 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 boom. 15 to 20 centimeters of snow where Russell is. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Destiny. Last year, Grace says, Destiny, last year we piled gifts on the recliner and dropped some lights on it. And so the Christmas recliner tradition began. Really? Christmas recliner? Hey, look who's here. Mr. Canadian in the house. How are you doing? You have another fire in that fire pit that I want so badly tonight? Just to, taunt me with it? Hike with Mike says that every year there's a few days when the temps go to freezing. Even had some light snow a few times, but that's really rare. Vancouver Island, by the way, gets flowers in February. So I mean, that seems really weird to me. Like, I want a place that has seasons. Like, I want there to be snow in the winter and sun in the summer, and I want to have, you know, spring, whatever damp, smells of dog shit, and a gorgeous fall. That's what I like, you know? That's what I like. Okay. What time is it? 21:32. Okay. Somebody tell me when it's 12 minutes to 10 so I can pour the whiskey. Russell says that in Florida people do not have basements. I guess that's because of the flooding issues. Canadian says on top of everything else going on, the wife's car engine is at 58 oh no. Whoops. Having a bit of a life right now, aren't you? Aren't you, Jerry? Gary. Gary. I spent so much time making fun of the Gary Jerry dichotomy that I don't know which it is anymore. Jerry. Anyway. Okay, but so is it being replaced on warranty then? So I was like, of course they don't have basements. They'd all be under sea level. So no stairs to go to the basement, only a diving board. Yeah, you guys are funny. Hiker Mike says, bass playing sound awesome. My hiking buddy's a big Sasquatch hunter. I always get him a Bigfoot ornament each year. Okay. Florida has the seasons. It's just more subtle. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it. Sort of hear that, man. That's it does kind of tend to pile up sometimes, doesn't it? That life thing. Steph's just being a brat. It's 12 minutes to 10. If you look at this 15 minutes from now, I'm catching up, dude. I'm catching up. Yeah, Steph's with the math. It's because Steph isn't drinking tonight. Oh, you gotta wait 7 to 10 days to hear back from Hyundai. Wow, okay. That seems like a long time to be without a car. Are they like, do you get a loaner in the meantime, or no, because they're not sure it's going to be under warranty, or what? So I was just taking the tag off my new notebook, my new journal. It's funny. I scratched the ever loving crap out of the glass on this, and so I looked up, getting the glass replaced. It's like 5 to 7 business days to get the glass replaced. I'm like, what? No. I'm keeping an eye on the time. It's 21:35 right now. Yes, you were a little early, yeah. Oh, you had to rent her a car. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it still sucks though. Russell says self beer math is hard. Russell, you never told me what you're drinking. Yeah, I imagine she has a bunch of doctor's appointments coming up. Absolutely. You just reminded me of a call I was supposed to make today. Schnitzel. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, you're drinking the usual swill. Okay. Maybe I'll have an extra dram for you then. With a cube. Is it like one big cube? Chilled on the deck. Yeah. Okay. Well, you got the right deck for it, right? Oh, my watch is now at 100%, so I shall put it back on. I say, back home. So that you can keep track of my health stuff. I thought that was one of you guys on the Discord, but it was a small cube. Okay. I tried a shot last night called the Ferrari. So that's equal parts Fernet Branca, otherwise known as the bartender's ketchup, and Campari, and it was very zoomy. I shall show you a picture of it. If I can find a picture of it. Oh, I deleted the picture. Oh, well. Piss it. Never mind. I shouldn't have put that on screen. And I got another ice cube with a long, thin tendril reaching up. I call it an ice cube. You're gross. Hey. How's it going, Jim? Drinking a Diet Coke, driving home. Howdy, all. Long drive or a short drive tonight? Oh, hold on. Kelly Flynn is out. Everyone say goodnight to Kelly. Thanks for hanging out with us, Kelly, and sleep well. And I hope to see you next week. Between now and then, all the things. All the be healthy, be sane, be safe, and be kind to one another. To you. Everyone saying goodnight to Kelly? Yes. Good. Everybody saying. Country Boy said to Canadian, my last wife. Yes, I go through a lot of them. So you probably don't have a lot of money. Had a Hyundai Sonata because, a collection of ex-wives can cost. If the experience of somebody I know well is anything to go by. Had a Hyundai Sonata that detonated with almost no mileage on it. Somehow they screwed her out of the warranty. She had to scrap it. Wow. Oh, that sucks. Short drive. Nice. 2139. On the screen, but not yet in the side chat, I see that Honeybee is with us, which is nice. Nice to see you. There he goes. There he goes. Hello. How are you doing tonight, Honeybee? There was something I wanted to ping you about earlier today, and I can't remember what it was. Can't remember what it was, but I did want to ping you about something. Oh, well, I'll probably remember it later, because everyone's saying hi to Honeybee. Everyone's just saying hi. 2140. Honeybee, are you going to have a drink with us tonight, or do you have an early morning? Honeybee's got some nice whiskey on occasion. Good taste in the whiskey. Ah, okay. Having a good night. He's playing Skippo with the wife and having a whiskey sour. Now, is that whiskey sour with or without the egg white? Apparently, a whiskey sour with the egg white is something else, but like the original whiskey sour did not have the egg white. Oh, look who's here. How's it going, mister? So Sean in Alaska was telling us about what the weather's been like for him lately. How's it going for you up there? I just remembered. This arrived for me today. Did I show the address? No, I did not. Okay, this arrived for me today, and I think it's something that I need to do a video on. So should I open it here with you guys and then do the video, or should I keep it a surprise for the video? It's not, it's not like a knife or something, but it is one of my first not product placement, but one of my first sponsored videos. Let me know what you guys think. Should I show it here before doing the video, or like does that spoil it for some? Russell, you do these sort of sponsored things all the time. Is it not cool to sort of show the article off in a live stream and then do the video later? Destiny wants me to open it for sure. No egg white. Okay. Yeah. Russell says to Dave, your second to last video is 159K views. Oh, Russell's just giving YouTube advice. I guess I should have just left that in the side chat. Sorry, folks. Just let me check something here. Yeah. I mean, granted, I haven't put out a video that's seen that kind of viewership, so I mean, yikes, right? Gone. Whatever I was about to talk about is just gone because I saw that Russell comment. Oh well. You can show the product. Okay, so I'm gonna be embarrassed if this isn't what I thought it was. Whiskey Harbor. Put that down. We got to be careful with knives. How are you doing? Is something missing here? Low 30s in the past couple of weeks, warms up to a balmy minus 15 this weekend. Minus 15. Okay, so here's the thing. In Montreal, minus 15 and like, you know, October, people are starting to put a sweater on. You get to February, if it hits minus 15, people are out in a t-shirt. Like, I don't know if that's universal or if that's just like a Montreal thing. But I imagine that where you live up there, it's probably very similar. Minus 15 is like t-shirt weather once spring comes on in. Like, spring is not my favorite season at all, but there's a certain excitement that comes with spring because, you know, the days get longer, the light is a little more golden. Yes, it is what I thought it was. I know nothing about it, but I was like, what the hell? A Wi-Fi trail camera? So I said, all right, send it over. Like, I don't know if if 0.2 seconds trigger time is good or not. You know. Then I said, look, send it over. I'll give it a try. I'll stick it up, see if I get anything. Lens 5 million pixel, whatever. 120-degree sensor angle. Effective distance of Bluetooth wireless control is 15 meters. So, anyways, that's what I got, and it got here really fast. Well, they contacted me a few weeks ago, and then I forgot about it. So then they contacted me again and said, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I said, "Oh, shite, sure, yes, I'll do that." Yeah, now I can record the squirrels. Yeah. And Destiny also great. You guys with the squirrels, watch the time. It's 21:46. So yeah, okay. You know what? Close enough for jazz. It's fine. Oh man, you guys with the squirrel comments. Jeez. I should probably just put it up to capture the squirrels, actually. Just put it up in my backyard. I was gonna take it to my mother-in-law's and put it up, like, if we go up there for a weekend or something. Um, but yeah, maybe I'll just put it up back. Take a look at the squirrel action. Except that squirrels hibernate. Not hibernate. They sleep in. Just moving right along. Uh, Jim says your tolerance for the cold increases significantly once you've acclimated. -20 feels cold until you experience -30. Then -20 feels like a balmy day. Yeah, my experience is exactly the same. Serge got a deer on his camera during the last week of boomstick season. But just on the camera, eh? Look, I don't know anyone who bagged an animal this year. Russell says, cold is when my nostrils freeze up. That is cold. For sure. Yeah. I don't love that feeling, but I used to really hate the cold, and then now I just not so much. Like, I don't like to feel uncomfortable. I mean, I want to be wearing a good coat. Like, if I'm cold down here, I'm like, oh, I want to have a hat on. I want to have a good coat on, and then I'm okay with the. I'm just showing this because Honeybee asked which whiskey I'm doing on this evening of evenings. This is a very pedestrian whiskey. It's very. There's nothing special about it. I don't want to go through it too quickly though, because the entire reason I bought this is because I have a sample size of a 1970s era Glenlivet 12, and I want to do a video for my other channel where I'm sort of doing a little compare and contrast. Peanut Trucker says 12 minutes to 10. Yep, I got it. I got it poured. We're good. We are good. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to trying out the trail cat because I haven't had one before now. Serge, can I show this? That's a respectable looking. Look at that guy. Breaks my heart that you only saw that on your camera, not in your scope. That's too bad. That thing looks. It looks. That would have been a lot of meals. Yeah, I miss hunting. I mean, I don't miss sort of sitting there bored in the freezing cold, but no, I do even. I do kind of even miss that a little bit. I fell asleep a lot though. I did fall asleep a lot. I ain't gonna lie. You can't fall asleep. You're never gonna bag an animal if you fall asleep. And I definitely did fall asleep a lot. But I just like being at hunt camp. I did most of the cooking. I liked being there, roughing it. Warm inside, cold as heck outside. I miss that. $21.50 in 10 minutes. It shall be 10, and then I shall have the whiskey. So, since we have not actually discussed any of the Christmassy stuff I had mentioned at the very beginning of this, should we put that off for next week then? The reason I thought maybe tonight would be because there's still plenty of time for Christmas shopping. If anyone was like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna buy that for my son," or kind of thing. Oh, you want you? Okay, so here's news. I don't know if any of you have ever had your credit card cloned in prime Christmas shopping time during a Canada Post strike, but I got to tell you, I can't recommend it. I will not be buying many things for Christmas this year. unless that strike ends like tomorrow. Oh, Destiny says an acquaintance got a moose near Pine Lake. Got a moose. Oh, those are good eating. Jim says, one year I woke myself up snoring and saw a large buck staring right at me. Must have thought I was a grunt. I love that. If you're hunting, the cold is a non-issue. The experience keeps you as warm as you need to be. Yeah, that's true. Also, I have this thing that's like, I have an old tobacco tin. Like, do you guys remember? I don't know if they did this in the States, but like the tin is like the ideal size for a roll of toilet paper. So you take a roll of bog roll, take a toilet paper roll, put it in, soak the whole thing with methyl hydrate, and then you can keep it closed. And then you light that in your deer blind, and it keeps you warm, but it doesn't create like smoke and like a weird smell or anything. Now, granted, our deer blinds we built out of plywood, right? They weren't like those highly flammable kind of quasi tent things. Destiny says that is awful. The clone card thing during a postal strike. Yes, it is. Yes, it honestly really massively is. And when the bank called me about it, they said, they're like, we flagged your card because somebody did a $0 charge, which is like how they test your card before they start making purchases, right? They see if that goes through. But like all this stuff that had to be canceled was like $600 at IGA. Like what? How much food do you buy for $600? Well, that might just be normal groceries at current prices in Canada, but like there's just like, nope, that wasn't me. Nope, that wasn't me. Wow, that was expensive, and no, it was not me. Anyway, so like they stopped everything on the card, which means that I have to tomorrow, I guess, I have to call and make a whole bunch of. There's a lot of automatic stuff that comes off that card, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. This is like the second time this has happened to that card, and I'm really salty about it. The last time it was right before I jumped on a plane to Mexico to do that. I told you guys I played some gigs at a Club Med down in whatever, some Mexican resort town, and like we were heading to the airport, and I had to deal with that phone call. I was like, wow, that really sucks, because that changes your trip to Mexico, Anyway, whatevs. Well, I mean, I can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to stress about it. I will say that so I do this thing where it's a point of pride for me to not buy anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday every year. A, because it's a relic from a foreign holiday. B, because I don't like being part of the press of humanity trying to throw their money at people. But it is really good for Christmas shopping. But what I meant to say was that this year it was not a problem trying not to buy anything on Black Friday because I have no spending power right now. Such a drag. Just really pisses me green. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's 21:55. Give it a little sniffy McSniff. But yeah, so that's great. That's fun. Love that kind of news. The thing is, I have an RFID wallet. What they said was, did you get any textos where it's like, Canada Post, your packages? I'm like, I get those all the time, but I never click on them. But here's the thing, like I have like fallen asleep with my phone in my hand and like pocket dialed someone once, or like, I fall asleep, my thumb brushes and I start a video. So maybe maybe I'm checking my messages and I fall asleep. Maybe, I don't know, that does not seem plausible. But what does seem plausible is the woman at the bank said, you know those ads you get on your Facebook or your Instagram or your whatever? Never click the ad. Don't click the ad. Not only don't buy the item, don't touch the ad. And I have clicked on a lot of those because there's like all these book nook things that you can build, right? Look at this tiny Parisian cafe that you build and put it into your um um shelves, stuff like that. And because I really want one of these, but they're really expensive. And I've clicked on a lot of ads lately. And on at least two or three of them, I've been like, I'm buying this. And then I see what the shipping is and nope, not going to do it. So it has to have been something like that because RFID blocking wallet for sure. Ooh, missing most of its screws. I can fix that. So I think that it might have been that I clicked on one too many like Facebook ads for things that I want to buy and now cannot buy because I clicked on the ads. Stupid. Anyways, look, that wish does not kill me. It makes me. Does Quebec have an emergency helicopter that can access remote areas? Okay, so I actually spoke about this on one of our live streams a while ago. Like one of the ones where I got organized enough to do the news. We're supposed to have a helicopter, a medical helicopter service, but we don't. It was budgeted for. A previous Liberal government budgeted to have a pilot project. Pilot. Stupid. And we don't. We don't. We're like the province without. We're supposed to. That was in the plan, and it just never materialized. The Liberals got voted out. The CAC got voted in, and people hate that because people die, riding in an ambulance between somewhere in the Grand Nord and Quebec City or Montreal. So yeah, there are helicopters, but we don't have a dedicated medical helicopter like ferry service. Someone gets hurt in Kuujjuaq and they get flown down to Kuujjuaq is far, but like I don't know, somewhere up in the north and gets airlifted down to Montreal. No, I mean that happens by ambulance, and it's embarrassing, and it has to change. But okay, no, I think Destiny might be asking, like, is there helicopter rescue? Do you mean then maybe? Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's search and rescue services. It's not the same thing as I misread the question. I thought you were talking about transporting injured people rather than rescuing people, um, and handing them a Darwin Award. Yeah, that's going to be your search and rescue people. It's 2200. So cheers, everyone. I don't know if anyone's having a beverage with me. Honeybee, are you still having a whiskey sour? Caramel, a touch of brown sugar, green apple, leaning a little bit into pear. No, green apple candy, not the fruit. Something nutty happening. Definitely malty. Just the whisper of the breath of a touch of espresso way at the back. Oh yeah, so you were talking about search and rescue. Yeah, but I mean everyone's got search and rescue for sure. Just about finished your sour? Well, you could always pour yourself another one, but we wouldn't want to do that on a weeknight. Destiny's got an ad. Who else has an ad right now? I don't have an ad. There's no ad showing up on my YouTube page. I'm just waiting for that comment by Russell to pop up in the side chat so I can share it. Russell says to Destiny, guy in my area fell off a tower and hurt his back. They spent 4 guys on an Argo to fetch him. Oh, that's a bumpy rescue. Yikes. Honeybee says, no ad for me, but my YouTube client is customized. Okay, I get it. Can you imagine falling and hurting your back and being rescued on the back of an Argo? Crunch, bam, smash. I'm gonna just drive that thing into the nearest river and, you know, a little less of the bumping and crashing. Hey, Off-Grid Recon in the house. He says, sorry I'm late. Hello, everyone. Hi there, Off-Grid Recon. How are you doing? How's the weather where you are at? I was going to talk about everyone's favorite Christmas song or gift list or whatever, but we ain't going to do that tonight because we never got around to it. So maybe we will do that next week. You know what? I'm going to make that into a poll. Okay. Off-Grid Recon says it's cold. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Shawnee is listening. Oh, I guess Shawnee's saying that because she hasn't actually commented in a while. That's all right. Cold and dry. -2 degrees Celsius. Yeah, we're at around the what did I say we were at before? -4? Yeah, we're at -4. Anyway, so this bullet tenure has a bit of spice to it. That was weird, right? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Like on the YouTube page, it's like my picture disappeared and then came back in, which did not happen in the streaming app because I really need to be worrying about another tech issue. Take a read of the bottle and see if it's like a high rye mash bill or something. So where you are, it's usually about 3 to 5. Okay, so that's cold. Yeah, you did see that. I have no idea what that was, and now I'm all like, come on, just give me a break, just work. Yeah, Off-Grid saw it as well. Yeah. Serge is now at -8 degrees. Not that he's making it a competition. Well, if it was, you'd be winning. Christy missed it because she went and got some Rocky Road ice cream. Bourbon and ice cream. Actually, that would probably go really well together. I ain't gonna lie. Destiny says that our area has a Halo helicopter for medical evac from remote areas. Yeah, what we don't have is the service from like a tiny regional hospital to a big central one, even though our big central hospitals were built with helicopter pads. Where are the choppers? Especially because there was budget earmarked for them. Like, I don't know how long the CAC has been in power, but it was done as a pilot. It was set up as a pilot project by the previous government. So, like, it's got to be 10 years ago now or something. Long's Quest. How's it going, Skip? How you doing? You know, okay, so what, so Sebs and I are both being outdone. So it's 27 or -27 right now where Jim is, but it feels like -34. I wanted to ask you, do you have a new tent this year? I was gonna go back and watch some of your old videos. I don't know, the tent sort of sounded different to me when you were opening it up in one of your recent videos. Um, and I was gonna leave this question in the below your video, but I never got around to typing it out because I frankly feel very, very awkward trying to tap stuff out on this. Do you set your tent up? This is a question for up north of 60, by the way, just in case I wasn't clear about that. Do you set that tent up in the same place every year, or like different spot on the same piece of land, or do you find a new place to camp every year? It's a lot of questions for Jim, but it's stuff that I wanted to ask, as I was watching the videos, but I really hate tapping out comments on my phone. So then I was gonna do it when I got to my computer, and then life got in the way, as it does. Um, Russell is asking important questions. Ice cream and bourbon. How is that, Christy? That sounds delish. Um, and Christy says that is really good, and I could definitely see that. Russell says, I think I've had ice cream and Kahlua and maybe Grand Marnier. Those I could see being a more natural fit, but the thing is, bourbon is caramelly, vanilla-ish, right? Because it's all American oak. Um, I would have a hard time with, say, scotch and ice cream, but I could see bourbon or like Irish whiskey and ice cream going well together. Come on, messages. There you go. Gonna take a little sip while I wait for messages to. Christy says vanilla ice cream and Kahlua is really good, but bourbon and Rocky Road is the bomb. It's the bomb. All right, Serge is out. Good night, Serge. Sleep well. Have a good day tomorrow, and I hope I will see you next week. Whoops. Skip asks, no, piss. Hold on. Everything is jumping around, so I'm just going to forget what I was about to ask. Off-Grid Recon does say that my daughter Annabelle wants to say hi to everyone watching. I think everyone should say hi to Annabelle then. How old is Annabelle? Oh, everyone is saying hi to Annabelle. That's good to see. Destiny says, Serge, bonsoir et bisous. Take care. I echo that. I also echo this. Hello, Annabelle. And Grace says, hello, Annabelle. And 13. My eldest daughter, Camila, is 13. That's, in some ways, a very good age. With my daughter, it's also a bit of a chore, but, that. So does that mean she's in secondary 1 or whatever that's called outside Quebec, grade 7? That'd be grade 8. So at 13, does she come out into the woods and do a little axe work or a little firecraft with you? Camille used to always sort of start the fires and stuff, and I taught her some axe work and taught her some knife skills and stuff. Hold on a second. Raspberry Rock is talking to Long's Quest. Just a hole in the ground right now, waiting for deer. Oh, that must be water. 8th grade, yeah, 8th grade, yeah. I did the math wrong for my daughter. She's in Sec 2, which you would call grade 8 for sure. So it is a new location. Okay, all right. Something looks different. I was like, it's either a new tent or they're in a new spot because it looks more open. Like the old spot looked a little more closed in with the trees. Okay. She likes the unmentionables. My daughter hasn't even seen mine yet. It's I don't know what kind of environment you live in off grid, but here it's a very urban environment with a lot of street action, shall we say? So I have not yet shown my daughter the boomsticks. Skip says that he's glad that Russell found water close to the cabin. Excuse me. That would absolute that's a game changer in a lot of ways, for sure. Off grid says Oregon. Did I know that you were in Oregon? Like, have we had this conversation before? I have a mind like a steel sieve. It's possible that you've told me everything about where you live, and I don't remember a bloody thing. It's frustrating that this my brain does not work, or at least it doesn't work properly at any rate. um, yeah, I'd like to take Cody and show her the ropes a little bit, but not yet. Russell says one neat thing I'll share. It's been real cold lately, and the water everywhere is freezing. There's an inch of ice on the pond, but the water in the well hole isn't freezing. That's interesting. Why is that? I wonder why that is. Is it like a mineral content that can make water freeze at a lower temperature? Oh yeah, salt. But it's not going to be a saltwater hole. Yeah, it is. It's very cool that it's not freezing. I wonder why. Or maybe it's because in the hole it's protected from like the wind. Like maybe on the pond. How often am I going to say like? Huh. Maybe on the pond because there's nothing to stop the wind. Maybe it's cooling it off faster. I'm neither a meteorologist nor a scientist. Everything I say may be absolutely wrong. However, I'm just thinking maybe that's what it is. Okay, but here's a question I have about that then, Russell. You say it's because it's below the frost line, but I figured that the frost line, once you dig down to it, by default ends up going further down, right? Like if I have the frost line at okay, so I live in a province with well, I live in a part of the province where the frost line is 4 feet, right? So there's the ground, 4 feet down. There's your frost line. Okay. 4 feet. Come on, fool. Focus. So wouldn't technically, if you dig down a foot, then wouldn't the 4 feet, oh, for land sakes, this is hard. Then wouldn't the 4 feet start a foot lower? Like to my head, that's what happens because it's 4 feet below ground level. Am I wrong about that? Um, Country Boy says, my daughter was shooting the unmentionables when she was 8. She has no interest in them now. She's 22, but at least I taught her the important stuff so she knows safety. Safety is the biggest thing, I think. She enjoys the deuce unmentionable, pretty good shot too. We're really, really riding the line here, guys. Yeah, I get thrown last, but it still seems to me that like if you take a layer off, I mean, we're not talking about a layer though, right? We're talking about a hole. But it still seems that like if you take a layer off, then the thermal mass drops by a foot. This is where like I get look, I don't have a scientific background. I love science, but I never got the math. So all I understand is the punchlines. But like that's that's the logic in my head. Because I live in an area that would be very good if I wanted to do like a geothermal heating, right? Because I'm actually really close to the water, the sea level at the bottom end of Montreal, but I'm a little further up. Montreal sort of culminates in a mountain, It's not a mountain, but we call it the mountain Montréal, right? So I'm sort of coming up the slope, but I'm still pretty close to the bottom. There are parts of Montreal where it's going to be less good because you're higher up the side of a mountain. But if you looked, if the world, if you shrunk the world to the size of a globe, you would barely notice the difference in feeling between the water line, the ocean sea level, and most of the mountains. So it's entirely possible that I'm just looking at it way too granular. I'm looking way too hard in, and I'm losing track of the forest for the trees. Thanks very much. She thought that was pretty cool. Well, I'm glad she thought that was cool. Um, I a couple of times on Russell's live stream, they've done the same thing for Camille. So I think we should be as welcoming to the sons and the daughters as possible. For sure. Country boy says my daughter can outshoot me. Pisses me off. You got to pour stone in and backfill with dirt on top. Then you have to insulate the lid to keep it from freezing. Yeah. I do not think that. I think you are absolutely stinking wrong. No, because I'm not thinking of it in terms of that. I'm thinking of it in terms of like layering, I guess. Right? Because fire is burning. Beautifully burning. But I'm thinking in terms of like I guess I just don't understand it enough. I am, like, as I'm saying, I'm looking too tight. And if you open up the scope of the view, then you'll see that it kind of all comes out in the wash. Yeah. Russell says, yeah, exactly. I'll say this stream isn't meant for kids, but what the hell? Hey, kiddo, welcome to this. Yep. That's almost verbatim what you said the first time Camille was watching with me. Almost. You know, Skip, I got to look this up now because I'm really questioning myself, which isn't really out of the realm of my experience anyway. Because I had this argument with the missus, right? She wanted me to. I don't remember. There was something about our backyard, and she wanted me to dig down to something. I was like, yeah, but we have posts going down to the frost line there. If we dig down, then won't the frost line go down? And she was looking at me like, what? So I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, Chris is parked. And he's asking Destiny what she cooked for supper because he's hungry now. I think that you should eat. I think you should eat. I know you've got that Blackstone thing or whatever it's called. You know that cooking surface. Part of me wants one of those. But I like to cook over. Like if I'm cooking outside, I like to cook over coals, charcoals, not coal, charcoals, because coal would be terrible. Everything tastes better when it's cooked outside, though. Am I right? Am I right? I'm totally right. I wanted to do a poll. I shall now do the poll. I shall try to find where to do the poll. Start a poll. Should we discuss Christmassy stuff like fave songs and gift ideas next week? Question mark. Did I spell everything right? No. Like fave kongs. It hates fave, so I will change it to favorite. Oh, Grammarly, you're an asshole. Favorite has a U in it, you jerk. Yes, no, I will add an option for I don't give a shift, which is the catch-all for anything from who cares, or to I'll be here no matter what, to you know, why are you asking me this stupid question? I have started the poll. I invite everyone to answer in the poll. Man, it looks really weird when my poll appears on the screen and it appears like that. Oop. Peanut Trucker. Sounds yummer. I think I'm cooking pork chops in the air fryer. I was going to do a chicken in my air fryer, but my air fryer has like the two small drawers. I think it's from Costco or something. And to do the chicken, you really need the one drawer because my chicken would never fit into those two drawers. So then I was going to do it in the oven. Then it was going to take forever. So my wife said, "Let's just eat Vietnamese tonight." And I said, "Okay, don't have to ask me twice." Destiny says, no, I thought it was okay. Peanut Trucker asked Destiny what she cooked. And everyone said hi to Peanut Trucker. Country Boy had homemade Swedish meatballs over egg noodles, which is a legit supper choice. Chris likes to hang the big cast iron Dutch oven over a fire to cook. Yeah. But I keep telling you guys that I want an outdoor Dutch oven, like with the lid that sort of divots in so that you can put coals on it. I'm dying for one. Dying for one. But it's just, there's always other things to pay for. So I can't I can hardly get to the woods right now, so it would be a waste of money. But yeah, I have a really good cast iron like tripod to hang it on even. Start a fire, put my big tripod, put a Dutch oven over a fire. All I need is like a cowboy hat and it's a scene out of Gunsmoke or something. Yeah, so Chris thinks he might be doing pork chops in the air fryer. Russell, what are you asking Santa for Christmas? I haven't asked Santa for anything. Actually, if I was gonna ask Santa for something, there's like a Lego set of the Endurance, the ship that Shackleton sailed on, but it's like $350. Um, it's just I'm at this point in life where everything I want to add to my collection of stuff is just too expensive to ask for, you know? Um, at some point I'm not gonna replace, at some point I'm gonna get a second one of these so that I can have one here permanently for my live streams and one for out in the field. So I might just ask Santa for like a little money towards that. Um, my wife gave me a Arc'teryx winter jacket. That's very good, but it was expensive, right? It was like $800. So what she did was every birthday and Christmas for a few years, she gave me like a gift card for like that would pay for the sleeve kind of thing. But I don't even know what I would want. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I don't usually blank on stuff like this because here's the thing, Russell. For years, not years and years, but like for several years, I did a gift guide in like late November, early December, and it was always like stuff that I would love to have, but I didn't do a gift guide this year. During COVID, I stopped doing gift guides because it's like the world got really expensive and people couldn't go anywhere. So I felt, excuse me, that it would be kind of crass. Uh, so I don't even know what I would want. Like, I have a list of things that I would like to get in sort of the mid to long term. I want to get a canvas winter tent with a stove, and stuff like that. So I try to sort of collect a few bucks for that. But I think that in terms of stuff that I actively want right now, I have no idea. And because there's no Canada Post, it's useless to want anything because what am I gonna how am I gonna I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, I'm so used to not having time to go into a physical store that I just default to buying something online. But, like, if you buy something on Amazon, they don't depend on Canada Post. Amazon truck comes and blocks traffic to come and give you your stuff. So, I don't know. Um, yes. Yes, there is a certain classic transformer I would love to have, but those are expensive as a shift. Um, Christy also had Swedish meatballs. What the hell? What? Guys, what's going on? What did I just do? There you go. I have now undone what I did, and nobody even noticed. What do you guys think I should ask Santa for Christmas? Fully knowing that I'm running out of time. I did want a pair of like Hunter rubber boots, but then I discovered that because Hunter used to be not only like a really desirable brand, but they were a really freaking good boot. But the company sort of went into what the British call administration and ended up being bought, and apparently the boots are no longer as good. So you know what? Let me put that out. What's a really good winter boot that you guys could suggest? I'm not winter boot, rubber boot. Sorry, rubber like a rain boot. I did have a really good pair that had sort of that liner. So even though they were rubber boots, I could wear them down to almost -40 and still have warm feet. But I don't remember where I bought them or what the brand was. Um, Christie's made the meatballs from scratch before, and we'll send the recipe. But Costco had them this time, and they were really good. With everything going around here, it was perfect. Um, so now Shawnee's even Grubs might make one. She's either talking about a really good rubber boot, or she's talking about a Swedish meatball. With a name like Grubs, I really hope it's the boot. Hmm. Okay, it is the boot. Okay. Oh well. You know what I would ask Santa for actually, Russell, is that drone. That drone that I had up there for a while that we discussed, right? The one that's light enough that I don't need the license, but it still has that follow me feature. That's what I would get. I don't even remember what it's called because it's been like not happening anytime soon. So I put it out of my it was a DJI, but I don't remember which one it was. And the model Pro doesn't exist anymore, because we spoke about this a couple of years ago. That is what I would love to get. But the missus is very much against drones. The problem is, oh my snap, my fiddler just texted me that Waterford went into receivership. I guess I'm never gonna know what a 10-year-old Waterford tastes like. But the whiskey bubble is definitely gonna burst, so maybe that's the first sign of it. Um, but yeah, like the drone, the follow me is so that I can just do stuff and have it coming along, you know, so that I'm not like for stuff like a panoramic shot. Sorry, was that like really loud? For like a panoramic shot over the forest, like Russell gets in some of his videos. I mean, I can do this, but there are things I want it to do while I'm doing stuff, which is why like I don't want to buy a drone because I can afford it and then buy another drone. because that one didn't do what I wanted. Another thing I would love is a Hudson's Bay blanket, like a is it a 4-point? Kinda like 2, like one that's like a double sized or a single size for camping with, and then whatever's the queen sized for on my bed. But they're so expensive. They're like, "Oh my god." It's like, I mean, because 'cause they're wool blankets, right? Like, they're full on wool blankets, and they're not made in the Far East or anything. They're made in England. But, like, these are things that are bucket list items for me, you know? It's not the kind of thing you ask Santa for. And so, like, I'm at the point where, okay, I'll ask Santa for a bottle of whiskey, you know? What I really wanted to ask Santa for one year was, you guys know that council tool double bit, the little one? I don't remember what it was called. I wanted that like you wouldn't believe, but it's been discontinued. A roomie sounded like said groomy, but I meant a roomy haversack would be good. Russell will understand this. I would love to have a bag where I could keep all my RPG stuff in. Have it all in a bag, right? Because so that I can just grab and go. The bag I'm currently using is not big enough, but I wouldn't want it to be like a Ren Fair kind of leather and canvas thing. I mean, I do love leather and canvas, but for stuff like RPGs, I would go the gray man route for sure. Um, Swedish meatballs within a rubber boot. Yuck. Mallory has grubs. I don't remember that. She did a giveaway. I'm gonna actually note these down because so often I'll be like, I'll remember this later. No, no, I don't remember anything later. Grubs, rubber boots. Uh, Dave said Dunlop Purport Explorer is a great rubber boot. Buy once, cry once. Okay, so I get what you're saying, but I'm still gonna mark that down because I am the type who likes to buy once, cry once. Like if it means I save up for an extra 6 months, but I'm not buying again within a year or two, it's worth whatever the upcharge was. And that often does mean I save up for an extra year because it's not like I'm swimming in bucks. But yeah, I'm whenever possible, I do that. I save up the extra time and buy so that I don't have to rebuy again. Because I really hate great shoe, great boot, or whatever. And then a year later, oh, it's leaking everywhere. Because I don't like the fact that I have to spend the money again. But I also hate throwing stuff into landfill. Like I'd rather spend twice as much on X item and not be doing the landfill thing within, you know, a couple of years. I have such a major problem with disposable culture. You know, it's the reason I didn't buy a Mora knife for the longest time. It took me forever to discover the magic of the Mora because on like Bushcraft USA and everywhere you saw people talking about Moras, and like I'm looking for a good affordable knife. Buy a Mora. If it breaks, you can throw it away. And like every time someone said something like that, I was like, nope. If that's part of your purchasing decision, no, because I don't want something that you can just throw away and buy another one because it's affordable if it breaks. I want something that was less affordable and doesn't break. And then I finally bought my first 2 Moras. They were cheap as chips. It was a robust and a companion in the whatever is in olive green. Companion heavy duty. Do I have that right? Um, and I was like, okay, they're so cheap. I want to know, because people keep saying they come so sharp. They're so cheap that if it breaks, you can throw it away. I was like, "Oh, okay, so they're rat tail tang." Anyway, so I bought 2 of them, and they're fabulous for the money, and I haven't broken them, because I don't beat on them. I realize that Amora is not something you're gonna necessarily baton with, but the magic of the Mora to me is the fact that I can have my serious belt knife with me on my belt, and I throw the Mora, whichever one I've got. Well, now I have a Mora that is a serious belt knife, right? Like the Garberg is a full scale bushcraft knife, but I throw like one of the cheaper Moras into my bag as a just in case knife or a food prep knife or all these things. And so I realized that buying a Mora doesn't mean buying into disposable culture concepts. It means buying a great knife for a fabulous price. And if you know what it's for, you don't have to buy it again. They're also easy to sharpen because they're Scandies, which is probably the easiest sharpening. Um, I'm looking for the word blade profile there is. I see we're down to 16 people, 17 people watching all of a sudden, which is nice. But yeah. Country Boy says, I'll send you my drone, just but doesn't have to follow me. Why would you send me your drone? I mean, I'll take the drone, but I think you should, why would you send a drone? How come you're not using your drone? I have time for another small dram. I don't know. I may have just gotten really boring with you guys, but I do that sometimes where I mention or someone asks a question that hits me where I'm interested, like in an interest, I guess, of mine, like where the world and my philosophy intersect, and then I just get really dull and I just blah 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 blah. That's why I'm no fun at parties, because where the world and my philosophy intersect can be kind of out in left field. Oh, I see. Puro 4, not purport. Oh, was that an autocorrect? Puro 4. Purfort. Dunlop Purfort Explorer. I shall look those up. And if Destiny got an ad. I didn't get an ad. I don't know what's going on. Well, okay. Destiny got an ad 8 minutes ago. Oh, I could live on garlic bread. Hello. I mean, okay, I'll never be a thin man, but garlic bread would definitely make me go in the wrong direction on that. Okay, Christy also got an ad. Yeah, I need the follow me mode or whatever they're calling it now. Yeah, that's exactly it. But for a lot of the stuff I want the drone for, that's what I need. And that's why, like, I'm afraid to buy a more affordable drone that doesn't have that, and then like have to buy another drone because I need it to do this for my videos. Because for me, all my tech stuff, right, from another one of those to a drone, all that stuff, it's all about content creation. And I do have to get back to content creation because I looked at how long ago it's been, how long ago I posted my last video. I have something waiting to be edited, but it's just I'm not going to bore you guys with my black dog, but it's been a very rough few months. And it just getting up in the morning is almost impossible, let alone sitting here and editing late into the night. I'm doing a lot of escapism, shall we say. I was looking for something to show you guys, but I don't know where it is. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe if I get a Christmas bonus at work, I'll get something video related. Because I do find sometimes, and this sounds consumerist as hell, but if I have an item that gives me the fizz to use, it can be a crutch for a little bit of time to get my creative juices flowing again, because I want to use the thing. I'm looking for. I see. Okay, I'm just looking for. Russell says Innocent Gun rum cask. I guess that's what he's drinking. I still haven't tried that, by the way. Yes, exactly. A haversack for the D&D crap. Here's what I got. Ow! Piss on a biscuit. So I have this like kind of messenger bag. Oh, piss! Come on. But like not everything's in it, and it barely closes. Right? Because I don't have like tons and tons of stuff. Because I told you guys previous that like I'm a recovering geek. I don't have like the shelves of stuff. I have a very sort of curated number of things, and I just think it would be good to keep it all in a bag because right now I keep okay, and like I would love to be able to fit this dice tray in it and my initiative cards. I keep everything in a desk organizer, which means that if I want to pull my stuff out, I have to take it out of the desk organizer and carry this tottering pile of stuff up to the living room table, the dining table. So if I could just keep it all in a nice big haversack, then I would just hang it here, grab it, pull it upstairs. Or if I want to, if I'm the one taking Clem for her ballet class, I'll just grab that stuff and bring it so that I can work while she's dancing or, stuff like that. So a nice spacious haversack would be good. I haven't even looked at who makes a good haversack anymore. I remember back in the day, um, I don't think Honeybee is here anymore, but we talked. He's the one who pointed me out to like Nutsack, I think it's called. It's a company that did some nice haversacks. I don't even know if they're still around. Chris says, I'm going hamburger steak and baked beans, but I do have pear butter for my chops. So are you doing the chops or are you doing hamburger steak? Chris, you can't mess with me this way. Yeah, I have the same question actually. Christy's asking pear butter? That sounds delish. No, you know what? I've had apple butter before, so maybe pear butter isn't that weird after all. I was like weirded out by that, but no, yeah. Jennifer makes it from your pear tree. It's just like apple butter. Okay, sounds delicious. Jim's had his boots for 13 years and run them hard for 3 seasons every year, and they're still at 80%. Wow, they're not like a $500 rubber boot though, are they? Uh, Russell dislikes his Mora. He uses it for all his crap cutting. I would not use my affordable Moras as a main knife for any reason. They're just I beat my knives to bits, right? And most Moras would not be able to. And not, I don't mean I shatter my knives. I mean they get used pretty hard. Like I have to. By the time I get back from a trip, back when I used to have time to do trips, um, I would have to work on my tools just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have to sharpen up the knives, um, clean everything off, oil everything up. Once I had to sharpen out a really big chip on the bit of my Gränsfors Brooks small forest axe, which kind of hurt my feelings because I love that axe like you guys would not believe. That's my favorite one. When I got that council tool camp carver, that came pretty close. That's a really good axe, but there's a magic to that small forest axe. There's something in the proportions, the balance, the look, the feel. It's just a work of utter art. You know what I should have asked Santa for like 4 years ago is the Gränsfors Brooks hunter's axe, the one with the rounded pole, so you can beat you can use that to get the skin off of game without slicing it. I have wanted that axe since I got my first grams first, like a decade and a half ago. No, decade ago, I guess. It's got to be close to a decade and a half. And it was too expensive then, and they just keep getting more expensive. So I've now realized it's never going to happen. But oh, man, that thing looks magical. Um, Destiny, favorite Christmas gifts for friends and family is prepaid Visa cards so they can get what they want. Yeah, we've done that before for sure. Absolutely. I'm looking for what Country Boy started with because hold on, because he says I bought it for the cool factor. Oh, the drone. I never use it. I guess if I had the computer and software to edit, it would be different. I worked too much to get out the last couple of years. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, man. That's an expensive cool factor purchase, dude. Oh yeah. Destiny says, my favorite Christmas songs, anything by Buble. He'll retire on his Christmas album sales for sure. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so I was out in the wild, by which I mean in the city. I don't mean the wild wild. And I heard my first Christmas song out in the wild, and it was freaking Santa Baby. I hate Santa Baby. Like I hate roaches. That song, it hurts me that that song exists. I can't stand it. I don't like the tune. I loathe the lyrics because, uh, we keep trying to teach our kids that, it's not about the goods. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the gifts. It's about the family feeling and all this stuff. And then here's Santa Baby. It's like, fudge. Get this song off the airwaves. It is garbage, and the message is horrible. I didn't mean to descend into complaining. It's just you reminded me of something, and I just, just you know what I'm saying? Like, Russell says, I love the Nat King Cole Christmas CD. Listen to it every Christmas. I'm very much into like the old crooner Christmas songs or like old school Christmas carols. I'm a little less into the more modern stuff. Um, I think that Mariah Carey will retire on a certain song for sure. Um, but that's sort of like borderline getting into kind of a little too. Sting did a Christmas song that I loved at one point, and it was an old school carol, an old school British carol. I loved it. Um, excuse me. That guy has a musical interest that I find very compelling. Very, very compelling. Dean Martin too. I love those. Man, I love all those guys. Bing Crosby, like I think a lot of it, excuse me, depends on what you heard growing up. And I heard all those guys, and you know, obviously, former Beatle, John Lennon, and stuff like that. But you feel warmth towards what you grew up listening to, especially when it's something Christmassy. And Christmas movies, right? Oh, I grew up watching Elf. I love that film. Or I grew up watching Miracle on. Oh, actually, you know what? I've never seen Elf. And every time I say that to people, they're like, "What?" You know. But I mean, I've seen some Christmas movies. I've seen Die Hard. Russell says, "What is hamburger steak?" Manager is I'm doing hamburger steak. Okay, 350ish. Okay. That sounds really expensive to me for rubber boots. For rubber boots, but I just spent just a little above that on some stage earplugs, so that it brings like 15 decibels off, but I don't lose. But I can still stay in tune, on key, right? So they're custom made, and they get. But so it's funny what a number means, or kind of doesn't. It's like, oh, that's expensive. But like, I've got a bottle of whiskey here somewhere that costs. I've got 2 bottles here that cost more than that, and one in Alberta. So it's like, shut up, Jesse. That's not too much, especially because if if you were using, if you spent $350 on those boots like over a decade ago, 13 years ago, then that wasn't expensive at all. At all. Christy says I should ask for a knife sharpener for Christmas. What, you don't like my stones? There's one knife sharpener that I'm very interested in trying, but I am way too price shy to try it. And it's that round thing that you see ads for everywhere. It's like a round disc, and one side is 20 degrees and the other side is 30 or whatever it is, and you just roll it back and forth. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a round thing, and there's an angled item. It's all very magnetic. Yeah, there's a magnet you put your knife on at 20 degrees or 25 or whatever it is, and then just this round two-sided roly-poly thing, and it sharpens your knife. And there were ads for it everywhere a few months ago. I'd like to try that, but not for what it costs. Because if it sucks, that's an expensive mistake. Working sucks. I try not to do it. Yes. Well, you don't have to do it. Damn it. Oh, yeah. You might know it as a Salisbury steak. I never got that name. I spelled that wrong, but I'm drinking bourbon and I don't care. So are you liking that bourbon, by the way? Are you getting over sort of the zing, the spicy zing? I gotta look that up, and I wonder if it's a high rye bourbon, because that would explain the spice for sure. Bullet bourbon 10-year-old LCBO. It's not going to tell me, is it? A step up from the regular, evidently. Selected and extra aged for a minimum of 10 years. Moderate amber color. Nose is reticent. Note is reticent but complex with notes of cream, caramel, vanilla. Okay, so that's your American oak. Burnt wood, well, because the American oak is burnt. New oak and spice. The palate is smooth and rich with flavors of vanilla, dried fruit, apricot, and leather. Sweet, spicy notes on the long finish. I've got to buy one of these. But it doesn't tell me anything about the mash bill. If I click on the image, limited bottling, small batch, which is a term that means nothing. It doesn't say. But I'm pretty sure if you're getting like a lot of spice, it's either the oak or like a rye. Oh yeah. Okay, Christy says, Steve and I watched the White Christmas movie. We watch it all the time. Okay, you know what? I love the Grinch. Hold that thought. I love How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the film that was big when I was a kid. Animated. Very classic. The fact that they've redone that film twice in like 30 seconds is crazy to me. I really kind of like one of the redone versions, the one with Jim Carrey. It's fine. It's fine. It has none of the. It's fine, but yawn. But I do not love it. The animated one, the recent animated one, I like a lot more. But I grew up watching that original animated one, and that's the one that's my favorite. My kids will never watch that one for sure, but that's my favorite one. Chris takes 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat, bake it in the oven in a flat pan, makes 4 steak-shaped burgers. 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat makes 4 steak-shaped burgers. Them's is some like, respectably sized burgers. Chrissy's never seen Miracle on 34th Street? What? Apparently, every December, Mariah Carey earns between 600K and 1.2 million, and that's probably an American from that song. That's crazy. I would love to earn that kind of money on something. Then you cook 2 eggs to go on top of the hamburger steak. That's a lot of protein. A lot of protein. Eggs go great on a lot of things, says Russell. Yes, they do. Especially, English muffin with like either some back bacon or ham. Oh, we're at 22:57 and I never ended the poll. I'm going to end that poll. Then we're going to talk about that poll. Okay, so should we discuss the Christmassy stuff like favorite songs and gift ideas next week? I don't give a shift is 54%, yes is 37%, and no is 8%. Okay, so what we'll do is, because we kind of did start that conversation kind of at the end there, but let's pick that up next week. In fact, I will name next week's live stream something Christmassy. I'm just giving myself a note because otherwise I will forget. Christmassy name. Would you guys rather talk about gift ideas or songs or just pretty much anything? Foods, Christmas foods that you can cook over a campfire? Foods. Let's just leave it open. Christmassy stuff. Best songs, best movies. Kiss movies. Kind of started talk about it there, but we're at 22:58, so there's no time to really dive into it. Great gift ideas or foods, beverages. Do you have a favorite? Oh, I have to get a Christmas whiskey this year. I buy a holiday malt every year. I do a video about it, and I enjoy it massively. But yes, Russell is right. Eggs do go really well on many things. Excuse me. Do I want a Fisker's chopping axe? I do. I use it as my grubbing axe. Mine is not Fisker's branded. It's because they own Gerber, I think. So mine is Gerber branded, but it's a Fisker's axe. Yeah, I use it as my grubbing axe. They're very easy to sharpen. They go dull a little fast. It's whatever Chinesium metal it is. But they're easy as hell to Oh, you have a Fisker's axe. You have a Fisker's axe. I remember being surprised the first time I saw that because I was like, that's got to be cold in the hand. Like I like my axes to have a wooden haft. But you've got a Fisker's axe. And I think you even told me that you really liked it at one point. And what's him, Jay Leger? Does he also have a Fisker's? He's got something with a polymer handle, doesn't he? I'm also getting hungry, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you, Russell. I love that film. Love it. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a 3D animated cartoon. There's a Jim Carrey one. The Jim Carrey one is like third place for me, for sure. Yeah, I really want to try that 10-year for sure. To Country Boy Trapped in the City. I think the original is the best of the Grinch movies for sure. It's 2300, but I'm just gonna finish up. Yeah, Bing Crosby, White Christmas is the bomb. I love I love the sound of the voice into those old mics. I love sort of so good. Absolutely. Oh, this is where you need to write a Christmas song. Probably not add my usual turd items. I respect that. Destiny's asking if Russell's having a New Year's live this year. Are you going to do that? I'm just trying to like chow right through everyone's comments here. Okay, so Christy wants best songs, best drinks, and best movies. Okay, have a list ready for next week then, Christy. Everyone who's watching here, you know what's coming up next week. I'm not surprising you. Grace says, what kids today are missing out on is the anticipation of the Christmas specials and other holiday specials that only aired once per year or once, period, in terms of the Star Wars holiday special. Just saying. Before VHS, CDs, streaming, etc. Yeah, there was a certain je ne sais quoi to network TV, but I just don't know what it was. Country Boy says to Christy, if you have good Christmas drinks, then nothing else matters. I would like to. I'm gonna look up some Christmas cocktails. I'm gonna really dive into one this year. I think the Sears Christmas catalog. Yeah. You guys are bringing me back. Stop commenting, guys, for God's sakes. Destiny says, okay, bonsoir tout le monde. Until next time, bisous. See you next week, Destiny. Have some Christmas comments ready. Office Christmas Party is one of your main Christmas movies. I don't like. Does anyone like watch the Sound of Music every year? Chris says, good night, everyone. Happy trails and safe travels. Good night, Chris. Be safe on the road. Mark's out. Good night, all. Hey, Susie was here. Good night. Good night, Susie. All right, guys, we're going to shut her down. We're at 23:03. Everyone's just sort of saying good night to everyone, so that's fine. I will. Yes, I will always watch the Sound of Music, says Christy, for sure. So between now and next week, everybody, please be safe, be kind, be healthy. I totally messed that up. Let me roll back. Between now and next week, everybody, please be safe, be safe, be sane, be well, and be kind to one another. Good night.